To other news, and the US Secretary of State has issued his strongest condemnation yet of Myanmar's treatment of the Rohingya, calling it ethnic cleansing. Rex Tillerson visited Myanmar last week but avoided using that term. He's threatening sanctions now for those responsible for what he calls horrendous atrocities in Rakhine State. Remember, more than 600,000 Rohingya Muslims have escaped over the border into Bangladesh since the military crackdown started 3 months ago. Live to Yangon now, here's Scott Heidler to talk through this one. The difference that, well, basically a week makes.
Absolutely, Kamal. Yeah, no, he said that they were still evaluating using that term, ethnic cleansing, when he was here in country last week, Kamal. And, he was very critical about everything else, if you will. He said that, there needs to be a fair and balanced look at review of report of what has happened in the Rakhine State over the last several months. But he didn't go as far as he did just late Wednesday in Washington, D.C., issuing a paper statement saying that there is evidence that this is ethnic cleansing of what's been going on in Rakhine State over the last 3 months. Now, what that does is it opens the door, as you said, Kamal, and he alluded to this last week, the Secretary, that there could be targeted sanctions on military commanders who are proven to be behind what has taken place in Rakhine State. So that opens the door for that. But it also increases international pressure. This statement was received very welcomingly by human rights organizations. The United Nations, who has already said that this is ethnic cleansing weeks ago. So this really kind of ratchets up the pressure internationally on the government here, on the military here in Myanmar. But it also opens the door in the United States for targeted sanctions. Come on.
He also talked about the issue of repatriation, Scott. Now, this is important because, as I said, 600,000 people have crossed the border. What is the latest with them as far as any chance of them going home?
Absolutely. Well, we know right now that the Bangladeshi foreign minister is in country here. There was a foreign ministers meeting, Asian and European foreign ministers. Earlier in the week, the Bangladeshi foreign minister stayed on here with four meetings, just on that issue, Kamal, on repatriation. Today, they're still ongoing. They're behind closed doors. These are negotiations over what both sides hope to be a memo of understanding. In other words, kind of a framework of how possible repatriation will happen. It's a very convoluted issue, though, Kamal, because you've got, as you said, over 600,000 refugees, Rohingya refugees, who fled over to Bangladesh. Many very quickly fleeing because of these attacks that they're facing. So they probably don't have the proper paperwork. So repatriating them is going to be a difficult process. But at least now we know that both governments are sitting down, Bangladesh, Myanmar, discussing how to move forward with repatriation over the coming days. Kamal.
Okay, Scott Heidler live in Yangon. Thank you.